Hello and welcome to SEO is Not That Hard. I'm your host, Ed Dawson, the founder of keywordspeopleuse.com, the place to find and organise the questions people ask online. I'm an SEO, developer, affiliate marketer and entrepreneur. I've been building and monetizing websites for over 20 years and I've bought and sold a few along the way. I'm here to share with you the SEO knowledge, hints and tips I've built up over the years. Hello and welcome to this latest episode of SEO is Not That Hard. It's Ed here. And today I'm going to be talking about some findings from the Google API documentation leak, and specifically around what I'm calling a potential new PageRank model, which I'm calling the actual surfer model. So if you have listened to any of the previous episodes about PageRank or know anything about a PageRank, the original PageRank model was based on a random surfer model, which is where they allocated PageRank based on modeling a surfer being any kind of web user, randomly clicking on links on web pages and doing this again and again and again recursively, and working out from that you could work out which were the sort of most significant pages on the internet, on the link graph, and assign PageRank accordingly. And that was the very earliest model. Now, that was very susceptible to link manipulation when people realized they could just add links from any web page, pointing to their web page, and it would sort of raise their page rank. And it was very easy, relatively easy, I would say, to spam that link model. Then in the sort of mid to early 2000s, they updated the model to be what they called a reasonable surfer PageRank model. And that was where Google started to, rather than thinking that every link was equal on a page, they tried to work out which links were most likely to be clicked on a page, because fundamentally people are less likely to click footer links as they are compared to a link that's in a high navigation or which is it within like the context of the content on a page. So Google was then trying to think, well, actually, it's not a random click. What's the most reasonable links that someone's likely to click on? And again, this changed how linking worked and how they valued different links. And at the same time, they also implemented the nofollow attribute, where they were saying to people, if you're using sponsored links or links that you don't want to follow PageRank through, then use the nofollow attribute against those links. And again, this is Google trying to combat web spam, link spam. And that was where we got to. And there was a few other things, like they implemented seed sites that were sort of more trusted sites that would flow a high level of PageRank in the first instance so if the closest you were to a seed site on the link graph, then the more likely you were to be, less likely you were to be spam. And that's where we were. Now, the Google leak has got some interesting things in about the links. And one of them is that for every link in the link graph, they mark it with a source type attribute. And that attribute is linked as either type high quality, type medium quality, or type low quality. And this gives them three kind of buckets of link graph. So they, in the description and the comments on the API documentation, they say anchors marked type high quality are from base documents. Anchors marked type medium quality are from documents of medium quality, roughly, but not exactly, supplemental tier documents. And anchors marked type low quality are from documents of low quality, roughly, but not exactly, black hole documents. So here you can see that we've obviously got three core tiers of link quality, basically, or document quality that a link is coming from. So the high quality ones are from what they call base documents, which is probably like their top tier link graph. Then they have the medium quality ones, which they call the supplemental tier. And anyone who's been SEO a very, very long time, remember back in the early, I think previous to 2010, there was a thing known as a supplemental index. And you used to see results on Google. If you put in a real long tail query, you would get results and it would mark them as being in the supplemental index. And that was an index that Google would go to if its main index didn't have any results. It would then search the supplemental index. So people used to spend a lot of time trying to get content out of the supplemental index into the main index, because you're much more likely to be shown in the main index. So it's interesting to see that they have a supplemental level of documents. So that sort of supplemental tier still mentioned in these in this API leak. And then the type low quality, which they call essentially black hole documents. So that's probably really, really low quality. Now, the interesting thing is how Google decide whether a source document, a source web page, is in of type high quality, medium quality, or low quality. In Rand Fishkin's original blog post on SparkToro, which broke the news of the Google API leak, he mentions in conversations that he had with a person that leaked the information was that they mentioned that Google has these 3 buckets for classifying the link indexes, so the low, medium, and high quality that we've just covered, and that they say that click data is used to determine which link graph index tier a document belongs to, and that's in a total clicks attribute from that is put towards the which is attached to the document record. So what they're saying is that if a page gets no clicks, then it goes into the low quality index and the link's ignored essentially for ranking purposes. But if a page has a high volume of clicks from verifiable devices, now this is from Chrome data, then it goes into the high quality index and that link passes ranking signals. And then obviously there's the medium tier as well. So potentially that is one where Google isn't yet sure whether it's getting enough traffic to warrant passing link juice, or it's not getting quite zero, and it's maybe a grey area there, and we don't know exactly what happens in that medium tier. Now, this is interesting because obviously Google's getting this click data from Chrome, from actual, the billions of users worldwide of Chrome. Google is watching that click data, we now know from these leaks, and it's knowing what pages are being loaded, and so it can therefore see, how much traffic individual pages are getting. And it's not just from Google, it's not just traffic that Google is sending it, which obviously it would know, people clicking on its own search results to go to a page, but it also now knows how people navigate sites independently of how they got there. So this means that Google can assign the actual traffic to a page. So if people are creating web pages purely to put links on and no one's really visiting those pages, then Google can now easily determine, actually this page is getting no traffic, so there's no actual surfer on that page, there's no one actually clicking that link, so therefore no actual surfers are clicking that link, so it can be excluded from the link graph. And then on high volume pages, which are getting high volumes of traffic, Google knows there's plenty of visitors on that page, so therefore actual surfers are likely to be clicking those links. Now, it doesn't mention anywhere that it records actual clicks on actual links. That would be a very interesting bit of information if they did do that, and I don't know whether they, I can't see technically why they couldn't do that with Chrome. Well, maybe it's just too much information for them, and they're just going on how many people on the page, and then they may actually use reasonable surfer model, looking at the page and where links are on the page, and say, right, well, we're going to use a reasonable surfer model based to flow the page rank through different links. But we know that there's lots of actual surfers on this page. So this is, where I've coined that term actual surfer, the actual surfer model, which is if you just think about it, it is a really good way of being able to identify what is link spam and how to ignore it. Because clearly, if there's no point passing PageRank through any link from a page which doesn't get any traffic. Now, could people fake clicks? Yes, you could fake clicks, but obviously I think Google are doing some very specific things around deciding whether an actual user of any individual Chrome is a real user. So obviously they have things like reCAPTCHA, which they know how people use web browsers, how the mouse moves around, what kind of actions people take. Do they go and watch YouTube videos at any point? Do they do all sorts of other things? So they're not just like this Chrome user just goes to a small set of sites and just does a certain set of actions. They could easily discount that. So I think while not impossible, it was very hard to fake clicks. Certainly at the scale that I think would move the needle on this. So that's why I'm thinking this might be a kind of an actual surfer model. So this is interesting to see how Google uses this to combat link spam. And I think it just shows that if you are buying very low quality links, then they probably are being completely devalued and of no use to you whatsoever, and probably a complete waste of time. On the flip side, it shows that those kind of digital PR links where people are getting links placed on high traffic sites, like high traffic news sites, could be more valuable than they first seemed, even if, for example, they are no-followed links. Now, lots of newspaper websites automatically just no-follow all their links. And a few years ago, Google changed how they described how they would treat no-follow links, and they changed it from being we will not pass PageRank under any circumstances from a no-follow link to we will take the no-follow as a hint when it comes to how they flow PageRank, i.e. they're saying we might pass PageRank through a no-follow link. And the question was always, well, why? How would they decide whether to flow any PageRank through a no-follow link? What circumstances might make them decide to pass PageRank through those no-follow links? It could well be that if you that no-follow link is on a highly trafficked enough web page, Google may look at it and say there's lots of people coming to this web page. It's a really popular page, and even though it's a no-follow link, we are going to actually pass PageRank through, or a certain amount of PageRank through. And it may relate down to other things, like it depending on where on the page that link is placed. If it's in context and surrounded by lots of text that is contextually relevant to the page that is being linked to, it might decide actually this looks more editorial, even though it's been flagged as no-follow. But it might say, well, actually this site no-follows everything. We should therefore try and work out which ones, rather than being a blanket no-follow, we might try and work out that there is going to be some editorial links amongst these no-follow links, and we'll try and work it out. And this could be a way of doing it based on traffic and based on the context of the link, where it is on the page. So under the reasonable surfer model, they might think that this link is being clicked by reasonable surfers who are following contextual links to suitably contextual pages, landing pages. They may then decide to pass PageRank through. So I think, if anything, this information makes me think that, digital PR no-follow links might have a lot more value than I originally thought. And I think it's a clear and obvious way where the real sort of spammy, low-quality links are probably being completely discounted. PBN links, that kind of thing, where there's, these PBNs get no traffic and people are creating sites just for putting links on, and you're not going to get any traffic there. They're just completely worthless and not worth bothering with. So anyway, just wanted to share these thoughts. It's only a theory, it's only a hypothesis. So, there's more to maybe be learnt here, but worth sharing, I thought. And I'd be interested if anyone's got any thoughts on this, do get in touch. Until next time, I'll see you later. Before I go, I just wanted to let you know that if you'd like a personal demo of our tools at Keywords People Use, that you can book a free, no obligation, one-on-one video call with me, where I show you how we can help you level up your content by finding and answering the questions your audience actually have. You can also ask me any SEO questions you have. You just need to go to keywordspeopleuse.com/demo, where you can pick a time and date that suits you for us to catch up. Once again, that's keywordspeopleuse.com/demo, and you can also find that link in the show notes of today's episode. Hope to chat with you soon. Thanks for being a listener. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe and share. It really helps. SEO is not that hard. It's brought to you by keywordspeopleuse.com, the place to find and organise the questions people ask online. See why thousands of people use us every day. Try it today for free at keywordspeopleuse.com. To get an instant hit of more SEO tips, then find the link to download a free copy of my 101 quick SEO tips in the show notes of today's episode. If you want to get in touch, have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. I'm at Channel5 on Twitter. You can email me at podcast@keywordspeopleuse.com. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode of SEO is Not That Hard.